Hey, what's up guys? My name is Mutemwa, a Nairobi based photographer. So in today's tutorial I'll show you how I do my color correction in Lightroom. You can see we are on Lightroom right now. So many people have been asking how I do my color correction, so let me show you how I do. You can see I show this photo. I shoot my photos raw, so I show this photo on the raw format of my camera. I'm used the Nikon D750. I shot a ISO 100, 50mm, f2.8, f2.5, and shutter speed of 1/2500. So so I'll color correct my image to look good because I think it looks so raw in this photo and I want it to look very attractive, so that after I do the retouching, the skin tones looks amazing. So what I'll do, I'll zoom in my photo depending on how you edit, but it all works the same. So I'll go up. So the first thing, I'll start with the temperature. So I'll push the temperature to sorry about that, I mean the temperature. So I push the temperature to the left side a little bit and a little bit, so, and the tint to the right side a little bit. So you can see my photo looks very somehow pale. So what I'll do, I'll change the color profile to Adobe Portrait, or you can change to Adobe Landscape, but now the photo will look somehow reddish, like very saturated. You can work with this. Sometimes I work with this and sometimes I work with the portrait. I prefer doing everything myself. So let's work with the portrait so that you can see how you can work on everything. The next thing I'll do, I'll reduce the exposure just to somewhere like that. You can see my photo looks pale, but don't worry, but you can see it looks better from this one. So let's continue. The next thing, I'll reduce the highlights, increase the shadows a little bit, reduce the whites. After I reduce the whites, you can see the paleness of the photo has started disappearing because most of them were whites. But you can see the most is these highlights. When you retouch, you make sure they pop on dodge and burning. But the next thing I'll do, I'll increase the dehaze a little bit to something like 14 and increase the clarity. I like editing while showing the before and after so that I won't mess up, but you can see our photo has started transforming. So I do this to every single photo before I retouch in Photoshop and do the final color grading in Photoshop. So my first step, the secret of good photos, it's all starting in Lightroom. So the next thing I do, I increase the vibrance a little bit to something like 24. Show the before and after. You can see my photo, it's already here, like looking amazing. So the next thing I'll do, I'll work on the blues on the water. So I'll push the hue to the negative side, and depending on how you want your water to look like, and this also applies to if your photo shows the skies, and use the saturation, push the saturation to the positive side. You can see my photo is popping, like the colors are popping. The next thing, I'll work on the greens in the background. So you can push them in any side you want. So I want to push them, let's say negative 38 on the hue, and increase the saturation to something like, let's say 22. Please guys, make sure this video helps someone out there. So you can see my photo. Let me show the before and after. I like showing the before and after. You see the magic in Lightroom. So the next thing I'll do, I'll go to the sharpening mark. Let's put that. So on the sharpening, you press Alt in your keyboard and push the amount button to, after you zoom, you can zoom in the eyes so that the eyes show how your photos are sharp. So push the alternate in your press the alternate in your keyboard, then push. You can see your photo will show you details because it converts itself to black and white. So you increase the details a little bit while placing the alternate, reduce the radius a bit, and now you mask the parts. You can mask the parts where you don't want your sharpness to appear. So you can just push the masking to somewhere like there. Now let me show you the before and after. You can see the raw is not as sharp as the edited version. So you can see there are some grains here. So what you do is just reduce the grains a little bit and your photo will look awesome. So the next thing I'll do, I sometimes tend to stop here, or I go down to the red primary. I reduce the hue to something like maybe -1 to 5, reduce the saturation a little bit, then go to blue primary, hue and saturation, reduce a little bit, very little, very little, and increase the saturation very. So yeah, there you go guys, you have a very well color corrected photo. And maybe sometimes if you think it's so red, so you can go to the HSL and color, reduce the saturation of the reds a little bit, just like that. And if you think it's also too red, you want to increase some warmth in it, you can just pull the temperature, increase the temperature a little bit, and yes, boom, there we have our photo guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video as we retouch this